Do you guys know how the media will report something, and when you see that media outlet report, you're like, ain't no way this can be factual. But then later, lo and behold, you're finding out that not only is it factual, but there is a video evidence proving it. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because yes, chaotic transformation is coming to a theater near you. According to numerous reports, as you guys can recall, last year we spoke a lot about a documentary that Kanye has been working on with the filmmaker Nico Bellis-Tiros. And now we have a sneak peek into that documentary, and it is said it will be in theaters on September 19th. Now, the trailer opens up with Kim Kardashian. Yes, you heard that correctly. Kim Kardashian emotionally exclaiming that her soon-to-be ex-husband personality had changed before launching into a blitz of the music legend in a extremely candid moment. And there's also clips with Kanye and the kids. Now, this is going to be a very interesting documentary because do you remember, guys, a few days ago when a report came out suggesting that Ye's legal team had asked the court to dismiss a lawsuit against him. The lawsuit was filed by a former Yeezy staffer who basically accused Kanye West of using anti-Semitics because when he was hired at Yeezy, Kanye basically sent him a text message saying something along the lines, "You're working for a Nazi. How does it feel to be working for a Nazi? And welcome to working for Hitler." And the former staffer is suing Kanye West. But what Kanye's legal team did was to basically file a motion asking the court to dismiss the lawsuit. And their argument was that Kanye's words, text statements cannot be seen as anti-Semitic because he's an artist. And once an artist expresses himself, then it is seen as art. But the judge said, bullshit, not in my court. The case will go on. Well, honey, in this documentary, Kanye West is saying he rather dies before he goes on medication because he believes that people should think outside the box, and I couldn't agree. But what's the limit and what's the extent? Let's take a look at this snippet of Kanye's documentary, and then I'll get back with the rest of my commentary.
Than to be on medication.
Either they destroy me or I destroy it.
They're killing our ability to think outside of the box.
And I'm almost like a masochist.
I write whatever I want, when I want. It's words.
So there you have it, guys. From Kanye to Ye, that is, which will be featured in theaters in September. So I'm going to go ahead and watch it. I'm not going to watch it once. I'm not going to watch it twice. If you guys have been keeping up, you guys can remember, I told you, I want to watch it about 3 times. And when I go in, I'm going to go with a notebook. Now, I'm going to make my notes. I'm going to come back. I'm going to react, and I'm going to talk a lot about it. Now, the trailer, it basically opens up with Kim Kardashian, as I've said, emotionally exclaiming that Kanye West has changed, and you guys know that that's the change that led to their divorce. There was a portion of the clip wherein he said he rather died than to be on medication. I could not include the entire line of that for you guys because a portion of it was taken from his Donda listening party or concert where he was on flames. He was in that protective gear. He was on flames, and I didn't want YouTube to flag it as anything. So as such, I removed that portion. So you guys know that Kim Kardashian had divorced Kanye West because he wasn't getting help and he had refused to get the help that was needed. And you can hear it in the clip where he's saying he's not going to go on any medication. No, I don't think that's the best idea, but at the end of the day, Kanye West has to choose for Kanye West. But at the same time, I'm going to have to say that it would be best for him to find some kind of treatment than to be on, substances that are very dangerous and harmful to his health. Because while he's saying he's not going to go on medication, going on those dangerous substances aren't any better. As a matter of fact, they are known to be really, really worse. So it would be really good, that Kanye gets some help, because I believe that there's help out there without the, should I say the usual medicine that is given. I believe there's alternative treatment there that he can actually take advantage of. But as it relates to this documentary, it's going to be a very interesting one. And I believe that this documentary will shed some light on a lot of things. But also, at the same time, Kanye West, in the documentary, he's saying that anything he says is art because he's an artist, but he has to understand that while that might be his point of view, it's not necessarily true, because when you say harmful stuff to people, that's not art. And this is how you have a lot of those psycho killers that goes out there and they basically take away people's life and they do horrific things to them and they call it art. So you cannot be just doing anything and then say it is art, because Kanye definitely does have influence, and you cannot be putting that kind of perception out there, knowing that there's so many crazy people out there and they're going to say, oh, Kanye West, went off on some Jewish people and he says it's art. I can go off on some, whatever other people that individual might be having issues with, and they're going to call it art. And that's not okay, because not everything is art, Art is something that's expressive and it doesn't leave anyone in a unpleasant state. So art should be about sharing love through expression. When you're gonna hurt someone's feelings, whether by words or physical injury, that cannot be art. That is evil. Even though he did say he was evil. He definitely said it in his Instagram post, but this is going to be an interesting one. And I want to see it for myself, because you guys know whenever he does anything, there's going to be a lot of gossip surrounding it. And when the media outlets are talking about it, I want to have a sense of what really takes place, what really took place, instead of going with what the media is saying, because oftentimes these media outlets cannot be trusted. But that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. Let me know what's your take. And while you're at it, do all you need to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.